In this video, you're gonna learn how to generate tens of thousands of dollars passively through a simple high converting sign up form like one of these. So if you're an e-com owner, you should already have one of these sign up forms on your website. What we're going to do in this video is to increase the conversion rate of these sign up forms. I'm about to share the same exact strategy that I use to generate for my clients all of these passive incomes. As you can see, these are the email flow incomes that are being triggered by the sign up form. So we have $175,000 per month, $85K per month, $25K per month, $17K, $7K, $15K, $9K. So I have already tested more than 200 sign-up forms to find out how we can generate all of this money passively for your e-commerce store. But how a sign-up form can actually generate all of this money passively for us? So let's imagine a water turbine. The way a water turbine works is that we get the water through it on one side and we generate electricity on the other side. So let's say that the electricity that is being generated by this water turbine is going to source the electricity of the small town, and people are doing small businesses, things like that there, and they have good time and making money. So what's going to happen is that if this water turbine is performing well, people are going to make money and run their businesses. But if the water turbine is not performing well, or it doesn't have a high conversion rate, what's going to happen is that people will not have enough electricity to perform well. So let's take this example to a sign-up form and how it works. So you take people or the traffic to your website, and according to statistics, 96% of the people are not even ready to buy at the first purchase. So what's going to happen? They're going to leave. What we're going to do is that we're going to add a sign-up form to your website like this, a high converting sign-up form. And then what's going to happen is that all of these people going through your website are going to your email list now. Also, they are triggering the welcome flow at the same exact time. And what's going to happen now is that once you have a bigger email list, every single email campaign that you send from now on will generate more money. Also, the most important part and the part that generates the passive income is the welcome flow. So the more people going through the website and being converted to your email list, they're also going through your welcome flow and they are going to generate you passive income without you being involved at all. So you can see how important it is to create a high converting sign up form. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Hamed. I helped e-commerce store owners to generate up to 100% extra revenue through email marketing. You can see my email designs in my Behance account. Also, you can visit my website bigmainflow.com and get a free email marketing audit for your email marketing platform. So you can use any kind of sign up forms, any platform to actually add this sign up form to your website. You can use Shopify, you can use Klaviyo, Alia, any other third-party softwares, doesn't really matter. But if you want to create it in Klaviyo, you're going to click on sign up forms and click create form, and you should just click on a simple sign up form here, for example this one, and choose your list and click create form. But creating these forms is actually very easy. What is hard is to find how we can increase the conversion rate, which is what we're going to learn in this video. So I have gathered all of these 10 tricks that you can use for your sign up form to generate highest possible conversion rate. And we're going to start with the first one. By the way, we're going to start with the changes that are going to have less impact on the conversion rate. And at the end of the video, we're going to learn how to create the highest possible impact on the conversion rate by the changes that I tell you during this video. So we're going to start with a very simple change that we can make on our sign up form is to actually create a bigger call to action button. So you can create an A/B test for your sign up forms. I've already created a tutorial on how to create, but the bigger your call to action button is on your sign up form, you're going to get more conversion rates. As you can see on this test here, we have tested all of these tricks. It's not just something that I think you should do. We actually tested all of these, and as you can see, the one that has bigger call to action button got 1% more submit rate. And then we go to the second one, which is a small commitment step in your sign up form. So when you create a sign up form in Klaviyo, as you can see, the first step usually wants people to enter their email, but what you can do is to create another small commitment step at the beginning. And you just remove this input and you can just ask them to, for example, do you want 30% off? And once they hit OK, or yes, I do, I want the discount, and then they will get this email input. So you can see the results here. We got more than 1% submit rate after we added this small commitment. But also you want to make sure that you test all of these tricks on your sign up form, because depending on the audience you have and the product you sell on your website, the results might be a bit different. The next one is remove the close button. Actually, this close button is the issue on your sign up form. As you can see on the right side, we don't have any sign up, we don't have any close button, we just offer this button underneath the call to action button. So you want to make sure that people read the offer before automatically closing the form. And as you can see, the A/B test we had on this change, we got 7% submit rate when we removed this button, and then we got 4% submit rate when we had this close button on the top. So you can see how effective this trick is. The next one is ask for only one input at every step. So what I mean, you never wanna add all of the inputs, for example, phone number, name, email in a single step, because people would just close your form. They don't wanna take time and just put all of the info at one time. So what we're gonna do instead is that we break these inputs in different steps. So for example, in the first step, we're gonna ask for email, only one input instead of 3 or 2. And then once they click the call to action button, they will go to the second step and we will ask for the phone number. Also, if you want to ask for their name, you can add another step. And don't worry about different steps, because once they click on the button at the first step, they are more likely to complete the whole process. So don't worry about that. The next important thing is to keep the text too short. You don't want to add a lot of text like this on your sign up form, because people just see these forms with their unconsciousness and they don't want to take energy and read all of these texts. It's too confusing and you're not going to get good conversion rate if you do this. So what we're going to do is we just want to add a very small text at the top. We actually removed the logo. Even that small change worked well. So you just got 10% off. That's it. You just got 10% off. The shorter you make your text, probably you're gonna get more conversion rates. As you can see here, with having shorter text, we got more conversion rate here. The next thing is make the gray parts of the form, actually the outer part of the form, all of these parts, unclickable. So if you go to a website and you see a form, you're gonna find all the ways to close the form without reading the offer. It might be the close button, clicking the close button, clicking the outside of the form, or whatever. So we're gonna make sure that people can actually close the form only after they read the offer. So if they read the offer, they can decide if they want to submit or close the form. So if you're using Klaviyo, once in your form editor, so let's say we are in the form editor, you're going to click on targeting and behavior, and you're going to scroll down, and here it says click outside form to close. You want to make sure both of these are unchecked, so like this. And also you can see the impact with having this feature on was about 1%, a bit less, about 1%. Let's go to the next one. You can actually ask questions instead of asking for their email in the first step. For example, if you sell clothes, jewelry, chains, bracelet, things like that, you can ask them what kind of products they are more interested in. Not only to just create some customization later on for your emails, also when people click on what they like or what they are looking for, they are more invested on finishing the whole process of adding their info into your sign-up form. So you can see we have a bit less of 1% difference in submit rate when we created this change. All right, let's go for the next one. This one actually doesn't impact your conversion rate. What it's gonna do is that it's gonna increase the open rate of your welcome flow and then generate more money through the welcome flow. So what we wanna do is actually we never wanna offer the coupon or discount code at the end of the sign up form. So for example, where it says success, you don't want to add the coupon code here. You always want to make sure to send the coupon code through the welcome flow and ask them to go to inbox and see their discount code. That's what you're gonna do. And the next one is to create different versions for mobile and desktop, because this way we have a lot more options to customize the form depending on the device. So once you're in the form editor, here it says devices, you can click on, for example, mobile only. So this form will be customizable only for mobile. And then you're gonna create a clone of this form and you're gonna click on desktop only for the other one. And this way people will see your form more clearly depending on what device they are visiting your website. And the final change that you should make, and I think it's gonna have the highest impact on your conversion rate, is to make your form full screen instead of having it as a pop-up form. So as you can see, usually these forms are being shown like this. But what we're going to do is that we always want to have the form full screen to grab the attention of the visitors, to make sure they read the offer. And the way you actually implement this feature on your form is when you're in your editor, you're going to click on styles. And here it says form type. It usually is on pop-up. You're gonna make sure it's selected full page. So this is how you create a full page sign-up form. All right, that's it. So we are offering more than 100 editable Figma email design templates. And if you want to get access to that Figma file, you can just go to the link on the description of this video and click the link, and we will ask for your email address. And once you enter it, you will receive the link to the Figma file. So make sure you don't miss that out. See you on the next video.